Welcome back. Boy, Puma Pants is very relaxed so far. Anything could happen at any moment. Keeps like life lively. So we have a interesting topic this week, it seems to me. I hope it is for you. And it's this understanding that we would be in a we would be in very dire straits if we didn't have some sort of knowledge or guidance inside of us that was giving us connection and correction and understanding of where to go and what to do. So the topic today is amusingly called your homing device or your oming device. And I believe we truly have one of those. One of our meditation friends the other day, she said it very nicely. She said, we all have a little piece of God inside of us. And I think we all probably intuitively know that. The question is it operational? Is it working? Is it functioning? Are we listening to it? Because, as I always declare unequivocally, the signal is always being sent. The question is, are we in receipt of it? So, yesterday I mentioned that the universal principle involved here is how do you know? How do you know the difference between the true and the false? One of the great world scriptures has a very telling line for those who are in difficulty. It says, we are people who could not differentiate the true from the false, and how true that was. And after a while, our false life seems to be the only true one if we've lost this guidance. Now, maybe others are somewhat responsible for our disconnection from this oming device, this moment to moment course correction. Perhaps we were born into dysfunction and, all of our parents did the best they could, right? But their parents and their parents and their parents and blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. And so it's almost as if some of us were trained out of our connection with our homing device, with that internal signal. It's always giving us perfect course correction of where to go and what to do. And then after years of that, we take the ball and we run with it. So we begin to operate on false signal. We begin to respond to what other people want or think or who they believe we are. And then we get lost. We can no longer differentiate the true from the false. And of course, by doing that, we take one wrong turn after the next, so to speak. And we end up in a situation oftentimes that's degraded or demoralizing or difficult or filled with problems. And yet the signal is always being sent. We have this oming device, this internal GPS that is always there. And yet, if we haven't responded to it, or we've ignored it, or postponed it, or evaded it, or we've intellectualized around it, or we've been willfully blind to this input we've been getting, it may take a while to recover this vital sixth sense. We might make mistakes in its recovery, but every mistake ultimately will teach us and we'll learn from it and we'll constantly be guided. So I'm of the opinion, and you can tell me what you think, that every moment our gut brain is giving us moment to moment correction, telling us what is higher, what is lower, what's optimal, what's suboptimal. And if we listen to it and we respond to it and we move on it just a little every day. And the thing is, the picture that we get, the GPS signal that we're getting that's saying where our destiny is, it's never giving us all the picture at once. We have to follow it. We have to move in accord with it. Of course, this takes trust and faith, and oftentimes leaps of faith, where our intellect may say, no, I need to play it safe, or I need to do what the world wants me to do, or I need to do what's conventional, or I'm not sure, or I'm filled with fear. And we learn to take these incremental leaps of faith in trust of this signal that's always being sent. In so doing, every day, we'll know that we're on the right path based on the great principle, by the fruit we shall know. By following the signal, by listening, by responding to it courageously and bravely, by living this hero's journey, we will be installed and informed of greater harmony and joy and well-being every single day. And we will be able to differentiate the true from the false, because the more life becomes true, the more it does. So, a lot to think about, and let's trust our oming device and realize we're getting moment to moment course correction. And every now and then it'll say, no, darling, turn left at the next legal intersection, and we'll learn how to follow that. Anyway, hope you found it provocative. Have a beautiful day.